old ako, nag-organize ako ng secret club sa school namin. It was called the Crush Notebook. Simple lang naman ang membership process dito. Girls and boys had to line up discreetly kasi secret club siya eh. Tapos bubulong sila. And they had to carry a pen with them. So dati hindi pa uso yung GTech, parang panda pa ata yung mga ballpen. And they had to choose a page from my special Lisa Frank notebook where they had to write down who their crush was. The first few weeks were a success. The secret notebook was the most prestigious club in our batch. But later on, I realized that some of the boys who joined simply wrote down random names on the notebook para lang malaman nila kung sino yung crush ng mga girls. So, syempre, nagalit ako kasi hindi yung rule ng club namin. Furious, I stormed out of the classroom in between science and values education. May vacant period kami nun, and I ripped up the pages of our notebooks. I was so mad. And feeling ko at one point, umiyak pa ako with matching uhog-uhog. Pero I don't really recall vividly ano yun nangyari kasi medyo angry ako nun eh. But I'm 90% sure I cried kasi Pisces ako. But anyway, that's not the point of the story. Naalala ko lang kasi while I was flipping through the notebook then, nakita ko, walang may crush sa akin. May mga iba, yung mga isulat nila, mga 10 names. Tapos ako si number 9. O, diba? Para lang, at least hindi ako si number 10, ako si number 9. Pero mga 12 lang kaming girls sa classroom. But that's not the point of the story. Meron akong crush. Tapos finally, sumali siya sa secret club namin. And then he wrote down his crush. And it was my best friend. Siyempre, 12 years old lang ako noon, so my heart sank. It was my first heartbreak. Eventually, naging magka-MU yung best friend ko and yung crush ko. O, diba, sobrang grade school ng term, MU. But I couldn't be mad at my best friend. After all, she was so smart. Lagi siyang gold medal sa Quiz B, tapos volleyball varsity player pa siya. She was so pretty and most of all, she was so nice to everybody. So, I really couldn't say anything mean about her na deserve niya yung corona. Deserve niya yun. Meanwhile, there was me. Ako yung classmate na sumisinghot ng glue. But seriously, I had dark skin, which way back then, hindi siya quote-unquote maganda kasi yung uso, pagiging mestiza. I did and still do have very balbon arms. Minsan inaasaran nila akong bawal daw ako pumasok sa school kasi shih tzu daw ako. I also have a mole on my eyebrow that people often mistake for as langaw. As in, hindi sila nang mabuli ha. As in, may mga tao na concerned. As in, parang, Hershey, parang may langaw yung... Nunal pala. Ganon. Nakikita ko naman genuine yung intentions nila. They really cared. Hindi sila nang bubuli. Pero yeah, akala nila langaw siya. At one point din, sobrang clumsy, awkward, lanky ko. Nagbabike ako sa Quezon City Circle, tapos may slope pababa. Tapos, nagbabike ako, na-shoot ako sa garbage can, yung buong katawan ko nagkasya doon. Ganong level yung pagka-awkward ko. Pag PE class din, ako yung huli na pinipili. Walang gustong makipag-groupmate sa akin kasi hindi ako magaling sa sports. Sa recess din, hindi ako kinukuha sa patintero, sa likit-kit lang daw ako. My point is, I never had all these qualities of being a quote-unquote crush ng bayan. This went on for years. Grade school, high school, college. I vividly remember nung college ako, meron akong best friend, mestiza, talented, smart, crush ng bayan din siya, and she joined the Miss Freshie pageant. May pictures yon on Facebook. Nandun ako sa crowd. Doon yung itsura ko, woo! As in, gano'n. Todo support ako. Feeling ko yun yung yun lang yung ambag ko eh. Kailangan ko lang mag-cheer. Feeling ko may bearing kapag sumigaw ako ng sobrang lakas para manalo yung friend ko. But one memory that stuck with me in my teenage years was when a random tita, alam niyo yung mga random tita sa Christmas, yung mga hindi mo kilala, pero ang dami niyang gustong sabihin about your life. So this random tita bumped into my parents and saw me, tapos sabi niya, ha? Nasaan yung anak mong maganda? Obviously, she was referring to my older sister who was also an actress. She worked in show business. I don't remember the tita's name or her face, but that 5-second encounter made such a huge impact in my life. Dahil doon, naging insecure ako. Nandito ako. Hindi ba ako maganda? And it stuck with me in my adolescent years. And it makes you realize the power of your words. Biruin nyo, 5 seconds lang yun pero tumatak talaga siya sa akin. And because I had such low self-esteem, I thought nobody was ever gonna love me anyway. So I settled with a very toxic ex-boyfriend in a manipulative relationship. And he treated me like trash. While we were together, he would say things like, ang itim-itim mo naman? Bakit ba kita girlfriend? Bakit ba kita hindi naman kita type? Ang pangit-pangit mo. Bakit ba naging tayo? And because my own boyfriend didn't find me beautiful, I thought I was so ugly. And I found myself standing in my shower room, bleaching my skin with harsh soap, counting 1, 2, 3, hanggang 300. Kasi 5 minutes, diba? 60 times 5, 300. I wanted to be loved so bad and even chose to stay in a relationship even though it was so toxic and even though he would emotionally cheat on me with quote-unquote pretty girls. I was insecure, I had low self-confidence, and I kept comparing myself with other people. That went on for years. Thankfully, a lot has happened since. I broke free from the chains of a manipulative relationship and learned nuggets of wisdom along the way. Here are 3 of them, and I wanted to share it with you. Number 1, someone else's beauty is not the absence of your own. Sinulat nito ng isang sikat na sikat ni author, pangalan niya author unknown. Parang ang dami nga nang sinusulat, no? Gusto ko siyang ma-meet one day. But seriously though, it's so easy to be the mean girl. It's so easy to hate on other people, but let's remember, life is not a competition. Instead of bringing other women down saying, ay, tingnan mo siya, ang kapal-kapal ng makeup ako, hindi ako nagme-makeup. Instead, let's lift each other up. We can appreciate other people's beauty without dismissing our own. Yes, the crush ng bayan in school is so gorgeous, kaya nga siya crush ng bayan, but that doesn't make you not beautiful. Yung friend mo na may short, stubby legs, she's beautiful. That girl in the MRT na naka-pixie cut, she's beautiful. Yung friend mong may braces, she's beautiful. Yung friend mong crush ng bayan na lahat ng cute guys in school crush siya, she's beautiful. And that girl in the mirror, she's beautiful too. Second point, it's okay not to be the pretty girl. Let's be honest. Oo, maganda at mas maganda talaga sa atin yung mga crush ng bayan. Kaya nga sila crush ng bayan, guys. And there will always be people prettier than us, or more talented than us, or smarter than us. But that's okay. It's okay not to be the prettiest. After all, society tells us that in order to be beautiful, one has to have white skin, a sharp nose, a pimple-free face, and legs that go on forever, and long, beautiful, straight hair. Let's admit it, iilan lang ba ang check lahat yun, diba? That's like a small percentage of society. Some women are blessed to have all those qualities, and that's totally fine. And by society standards, they're really gorgeous. But most girls, including me, don't check all of those boxes. That's okay. Our physical appearances, our genes, these are something we were born with, and it's not our own doing. Hindi ko ginusto kunwari, or it's not my own doing na morena ako, and it's not my best friend's doing na mestiza siya. Kumbaga, genetic lottery lang to, and we were born with it. And when I finally accepted the fact that I'll never be crush ng bayan worthy, that's when I began to focus on my other strengths. I realized I was funny. Or okay, fine, confident. I focused on that. When we hone our qualities, we will shine. In high school, I had a crush on this guy with glasses. And crush niya, yung crush ng bayan ng school. So parang ako, okay, fine, dead ma, whatever. I kept on being my bubbly self, joke, kengkoy. And the next thing I knew, naging crush niya ako. O, diba? You see, even if I wasn't the crush ng bayan, I still ended up going to prom with the cutest guy in class. And that was because I honed my strength, my humor, as the confidence. My point is, there are a lot of other things we can aspire to be than just be pretty. We can be hilarious, we can be brave and witty and smart and mighty and brainy. And we can be great doctors and scientists, writers, comedians, creatives, professors, a whole lot more. And being smart and being pretty, these are not mutually exclusive either. We can actually be a combination of all these different things. What I mean to say is, the possibilities are endless for you and me. Another story I'd like to share is that last year, I started working in show business. I am currently a courtside host for a game show on TV5. And I admit I was pretty intimidated because in my industry, there are a lot of gorgeous faces. As in, ang kikinis nila, ang gaganda ng ilong, ang gaganda ng mga hair, ng kilikili, lahat na. And tuwing may dance production kami, nagre-request ako na bigyan ako ng jacket or ng cardigan kasi ayoko magtaas ng kilikili, ang ganda ng kilikili nila eh. And then I will tell the director, Direk, hindi ako marunong sumayaw. Pag dance production, i-close up mo na lang yung face ko para hindi nila makita yung moves ko. Kaya ipan mo ako mabilis. Ganun agad. Ganun na lang. Direct ha? Para nakakahiya. Baka i-judge ako ng mga viewers. I am not TV gorgeous and I am not TV talented. I am far from being leading lady material. And in the first few months in my work, nagkaroon ako ng imposter syndrome. Sabi ko, hala, ang gaganda ng mga tao dito. Bakit ba ako andito? Dahil ba yung audition ko nasa Zoom? Hindi nila ako nakita in real life? Eh wala na, nakapag-contract signing na kami. Pagkita nila ako sa taping, ay, bakit ganyan yung talent natin? Ganun ba yung mga nangyayari? Ganon, I had all these thoughts in my mind. But one day, while we were filming an episode, natapilok ako. Tapos gumulong-gulong ako. And yung mga tao, tawang-tawa. Pero for me, normal day ko lang yun. I was, ganun talaga. That's me as a person. And hindi ako na-surprise, no? Awkward and clumsy talaga yung buong pagkatao ko. And I felt so bad kasi feeling ko, hala, I ruined a perfectly good take. So sabi ko kay Direk, sobrang sorry talaga. Grabe, I'll do better next time. I'm so sorry. Wag akong tanggalan ng trabaho, please. But lo and behold, tawang-tawa si Direk at sinama niya yung take na yun sa final cut. He liked it because I was being authentically me. I wasn't pretending to be someone who I wasn't. In his words, sabi niya sa akin, Hershey, remember, there is a lot of beautiful faces on TV, a sea of them. And for you to stand out, you just have to be yourself. Later on, I found out that the reason why they got me on the show was because they found me funny. They liked that I was awkward. So it's okay if I'm not leading lady pretty or leading lady material. It's okay na hindi ako mistiza or hindi ako sexy or hindi ako graceful. I only had to be myself. Number 3, do not box yourself with society's definition of beautiful. I worked as a writer in a beauty magazine, in a fashion magazine for 3 years. I am an internet personality and I work in entertainment. And trust me when I tell you that what you see online or in magazines or on TV, that's not reality. That is a product of a team of artists. You have hairstylists, fashion stylists, photographers, videographers, editors, directors, producers, and a whole lot more. Those are constructed by artists. Everything you see. They do not encapsulate reality. In the same way, what you see on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, those are just the highlights of people's good days. Do not compare yourself with unattainable or perfect standards because that's not reality. Instead, work on yourself. Love yourself and strive to have a beautiful heart. Be confident in who you are and who you are not. Hone your strengths. Because when you are confident, when you know who you truly are, then you will shine. Again, someone else's beauty is not the absence of your own. It's okay not to be the prettiest or the smartest or the best because you have your own strengths. And you do not need to conform. You do not need to box yourself in standards and stereotypes. You don't need to be number one in a crush notebook for you to know your value. You only have to be yourself. Thank you.